So now it's all happening. So I'm just gonna share the screen.
I don't know what's with my speaker.
Don't worry about the speaker anyway.
Okay.
I'll hopefully pick up on it. And if it doesn't record correctly, I'll record it without you, again, and send it to you.
It's gone again.
Is it? Okay. Well, can you hear me now? I can hear you fine. No good?
I got you now, but my remote speaker is not staying on.
Okay. Well, do you know what I might do, Dermot?
Let me unplug it.
Okay.
I don't know where to find sound now. Directly off the.
I can hear you fine. Okay. Okay, so this is your, when you photograph or email things. So there's a couple of things. I'll just go down to your name here. So that's you, Dermot, and there's your email, dermot.horan@gmail.com. So I think you're using this at the moment. You're forwarding things to dermot.horan@dext.cc.
Kevin, I can't see your screen.
You can't see my screen, no?
I can see you over to the side, but I can't see what you're putting up.
Can you not? God, you just try it
there.
again.
Well, I can see you now full screen. Yeah.
Okay, I'll try this again. Can you see Dext?
Yeah, I got it there now. Yeah.
Okay. So there's 4 ways anyway. I'll just click it. You have access to this as well. Okay.
Yeah.
And add documents. I just clicked it there up the top.
Yeah.
So just to keep, there's a couple of things just to keep them coming in. One is if you have the PDF already, just drag it in here.
Right.
And I'll just pick up something. Doesn't matter what it is. I'll find a PDF here. It won't be a bill, but it'll just work it out as it goes on. I'll just pick on this one. It's not even a bill, but it'll okay. It'll work away itself, you see?
Right.
Okay. The second way then is, have you downloaded the app onto your phone?
Yeah, I haven't really used it though. That's for, say, like petrol receipts or something like that, is it?
Yeah, or any bill that comes in the post to you.
Okay.
Okay. Try that. Okay. Now, there's a video on my website, which I think I forwarded to you at some stage already. And it's called Using the Orange app. So on my website, it's worth looking at just after this. Now it's under this 1-minute blog area.
Right.
You go in there, and all the articles in here, I've written them. So they tend to, they're not jargony, they're kind of for the Irish, but the video, funny enough, is done by an American guy.
Okay.
And if you just type in the word orange, like the color.
Yeah.
So that's the color of the app. It'll bring up this video here. Okay. How to use this heat bank. It's only 90 seconds long, but it'll show you how to use that app. Okay.
Right.
Oh, it's taken off already. Taken off already.
Okay.
So have a look at that after this and definitely give it a crack. Okay.
Right.
Because it's so handy, and I can give it to your wife as well. So if you're buying anything, it could be car parking, it could be petrol or diesel, it could be stuff comes in the post, you photograph it and throw it away then. Okay.
Right.
And if your hand is shaking, it won't photograph it right, but generally speaking, you'll get the hang of it really quick.
Okay.
And that's the second way. And I'm still in this add document area. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go a bit further down if it'll let me. The screen here, I'll just X that there. The third way which you're using is if people are emailing you bills, to give them the email address dermot.horan@dext.cc.
All
Okay.
right.
And I think that's what you've been using, isn't it? Is that what you've been using to get these
No,
here?
no, I just copied them and pasted them in on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if people are emailing you bills, Dermot, just forward the email to that email address. It's
Right.
very similar to your own email address, and it'll land in here. It'll save printing it, it'll save photocopying it, and it'll save saving it as well.
Okay.
And once they're in here, I'll show you what we do with them in a minute. But effectively, it's on its way into QuickBooks here. Okay.
Right.
And the last way then is this thing, invoice fetch. And it's worth fiddling around with. If there's crowds that say to you, you can download your invoice. Okay.
Right.
There's so Board Gosh might be one of them. Electric Ireland could be one. eFlow. Have you an eFlow account?
Yeah.
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 eFlow. Not everybody's on it, but a lot of people are.
All right.
You
I seen
effectively,
that, but I didn't think it would have been used in Ireland for some reason.
it's used. Not everybody is on it, but there's more coming on it every week.
Right.
Okay. And so there's a few there. But let me see. If I put in eFlow, for instance, eFlow, there's a few. So there's eFlow now. This will go to your email now. You're about an email, and if you can find out your login details for that, you put them in. It's gone to your email now. I've sent it to you, and you'll put in your username and password. Nothing will happen. Okay, then you'll say, Jesus, that didn't work. But in about 3 days, it'll download all the bills for this year of eFlow, because there's VAT in all of them, and it'll keep taking down the bills into the future, and it'll put them into Dext and all into QuickBooks. Okay.
Oh, that's great.
And it's great, and it's the same for Electric Ireland, for Vodafone, for Board Gosh, for Three, loads more, Adobe, and it's just these ones that might have that in them, and you've money going out to them, and you're not quite too sure what it is. It'll grab all those. You don't have to worry about them after that. And if you change your password, it'll understand that, and it won't even come back to you. It'll just keep sending out the stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So trick around with that, and just see who you spend the money with. And if somebody isn't on it, you can kind of put in request it. And if 5 people request it, see they requested here, Dext will contact them themselves and try and get them to sign up, So
and would the Air be connected with that?
it would be, yeah. Air is definitely on it.
Okay.
Yeah. See them there, air.ie.
Oh yeah.
So you'd be amazed with that one. It's the best of the whole lot. Because
Right.
you just do it the once, and then it lands in here. And then with the inbox, this is what kind of what we do for you with the support behind the scenes.
Okay.
Now I left them here for the moment until I kind of had a chat with you. That is the one I just put in now. I'm just going to delete that.
I was wondering why I didn't recognize the name.
Yeah, that's only an email I put in. It wasn't.
Okay.
So it's just that thing I uploaded, but that'll go now. So with the rest of them, so here, who was that first one? Board Gosh, electricity, I'd say. So see this thing here, supplier rules. This is like a newborn baby.
Right.
So when it doesn't know anything when it's born, but it
Right.
learns really quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Even though I've done this with loads of clients, that means nothing when it comes to you. It's like a newborn baby again.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to click on supplier rules and say it's the category. See what you have there. Your electricity, utilities, probably. Right. Utilities, yeah, which is electricity and gas. Does the electricity relate to any particular business of yours now?
You see, there's two. There's one for the stonework, and then there's another electricity bill for.
Oh yeah.
Signs.
Is this the signs one then? Signs of the future.
That's the signs, and that's what I think I mentioned in my message to you. How do you split the bill? Because some of it is domestic.
Oh yeah. I'll show you that now.
I asked my existing accountant, and she said the split is 50-50.
Okay. Okay, so Well, to program it, I go utilities and publish it to bill. Now the 50/50 part. You see here, create the smart split rules.
All right.
Okay, it's down here. So we just see add a percentage amount rule. Yeah, so for you it's 50/50.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna write down business into utilities. Tax rate would be the reduced rate. It's not for resale, so it's reduced. The signs the future is what we wanted in. There's no customer involved. And the percentage would be 50%.
All right.
Okay. We see does
Very
it work?
good.
And then the personal side is also 50%. So it'll do this with all the bills. But you might just need to watch that the right or the gosh bill is going into the right. It's only a matter of changing the class anyway.
Right. Okay.
And this one will have no VAT if it's personal. It's the other half is no VAT, is it? Yeah, it's no VAT.
Sorry, Kevin, there's no VAT
On the personal one, is it?
oh, I don't know now what way that's split.
Yeah, it should be no VAT anyway. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And okay, so just see how that works. Yeah. Now, when you're splitting them up down the bottom, you leave this as extracted. That's an important point. If it's different rates down here, you leave that word extracted in it. If it's only one rate, say it was all for business, you'd leave this as reduced here and we claim VAT on the whole lot. Okay.
Okay.
It might take you a while to get the hang of that bit, but
Right.
so, but anyway, it's on this video anyway, so you'll be able to look back.
Yeah. Great.
So I'm just going to look down there. We've claimed 42.61 in VAT. We see was that half of it. Just have a look down here. Okay, I'm in the way there myself. The VAT amount they charge you. 42.61 is actually all of the VAT. Okay, but just see what they did here. 21. Oh yeah. So 21.31 is all that's VATable. So I have to change up here to 21.31. Yeah, because that's the only amount of VAT we're claiming in this case. That's right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So even though there's 42.62 on it, 21.31 is being claimed through the business, and the other part isn't being claimed at all. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
So that's it'll do that itself, but at least you see there's a little bit of it'll work out the mathematics itself, but you might just need to keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
but when I publish that now, that'll go off into QuickBooks itself, and
Very
also a copy of that bill. And after a while, like that one now, we do a bit of programming, and we kind of leave those ones there and keep an eye on them and program them. But the ones that we don't need to split up or do anything, they'll just shoot on through. Okay.
Very good. Great.
Yeah.
That's a great app.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's the best of the whole lot.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so the thing for you to do, just what I was going to say tonight, is have a go at doing. Once you kind of supplied, once we publish them through, then you kind of can see down further down where we see suppliers.
Yeah.
It'll keep track of all your suppliers and what's been published. So there's Chadwick's, 20 have come in.
Yes.
Okay. And if ever you're looking for anything to do with Chadwick's, you want to look up the bill, they'll all be sitting here waiting for you. Now we're still we haven't published them yet, but you're gonna start that now, looking through them. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, how do I know if I'm doing it? How do I know what category to put Chadwick stuff in? So, like, if it's mainly cement, you know, for foundation work for the headstones.
Okay. And have you a category called cement? You don't in QuickBooks, though?
No, I haven't entered any categories.
Okay. Well, we can have a go at it, and everything is changeable. All right. I kind of left it for you to have a go at it. So I'll have someone look at this in the morning.
Okay.
And what will happen is you set up the categories on QuickBooks, and then it brings them in here. We don't set them up here. Okay, so
Oh,
it's so this reads what we've done in QuickBooks in it. So all the it kind of goes both ways. So when we enter a bill, if the supplier isn't already in QuickBooks, it'll put in the supplier. But when it comes to categories, it reads QuickBooks to see what categories are there and brings them in here.
oh,
And if there isn't a category here, I put it into QuickBooks and I kind of refresh it and it brings it over.
okay.
So before you know it, then there's a thing. It's beginning to publish automatically. That you'll photograph it and send it here, and next thing you know, it's in QuickBooks in seconds. So it learns at the start. Those ones that are in the inbox there, it might have taken them up to 2 hours to read it at the start because it's kind of reading stuff. But the
Okay.
next time it sees a Chadwick, it'll have it in a flash. And
Okay.
so I'll get them programmed here in the morning. We'll publish them through. You can look at them and then start adding them, forwarding the emails, use the phone a bit. Okay.
Right.
And see where you are by Monday. Okay.
Okay. No, is it better just have a general category as opposed to cement, and like there could be rebar, reinforcing steel and lime and different things.
Well, they could be sub-accounts. So you could have a general category to say building materials or headstone materials. And then there's a sub-account that could be cement, steel, stone beneath them. So when I click in, it'll break it out into what's what.
Is it necessary though?
It's not really. It's just if you're interested in it. That's the only reason.
No, I
If you're
think
not interested in it, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
I think building materials is probably sufficient.
Okay.
You
But
know.
I'll put him on building materials, and if ever you change your mind, it's easy. Adapt it. Very easy. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's all just clicking. There's no problem.
I wanted to ask you, is the bank and Visa in Dext, is that mainly for you, or is it good for me?
No good for you. Once we have the QuickBooks connected to the bank, that's enough. If the bank wasn't connected on QuickBooks, it's handy for showing what's paid by what, but it gets wiped out when it goes into QuickBooks and we just have to do it again. So it's just for people who wouldn't have, if their online program doesn't connect to the bank, but ours does. So I asked that question funny enough last week, so that's how I know it's so quick. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
the go cardless, took forever for them to activate. It kept telling me that the BIC number was not correct with the country that it was set up for.
okay.
The €1, the 1 cent thing transaction, it just wouldn't do it. But they finally got it set up. But what I wanted to ask is, is there a direct link that you put into the invoice that the person clicks on it?
There is. Now, I used to find that would age some way. So it would work today, but might not work tomorrow. Now, how do we do that? Let me think. There's a couple of things. Yeah, it'd be handy if it's clicked on the invoice. There is a link, yeah. So I'll just go into Go Cardless.
Okay.
And now funny enough, I've set up the link somewhere on our own website to do with payroll.
Right.
But I had my computer guy do it.
Right.
He, because for me, I could put the link in, send it to you, fine. But if I forwarded that link to somebody else, it wouldn't work for them. And I was constantly having to refresh it. So I didn't know why that was, and still don't know. Right. But there's 2 ways you can add the customer. So here's the customer part on the left. This is my one now, and you're probably on that list there. I'll just move this out of the way.
Right.
Couple things out of the way there. So where it says add customers here. So I've clicked on customers, add customers. Okay, you see this link here?
Yeah.
Copy. That's the link that you can put on your invoice.
All right.
So you just copy that and say, click this link or click here, and it brings them straight in. And they'll set up their name, address, bank number, and you aren't taking money, but you have all their bank details and they're added as a customer. But what I normally do is I go on this email one here. Okay.
Right.
And now when you clicked on Go Cardless to buy the license, you clicked on my equivalent of the link, is what you did. Okay, but
Okay.
on the invoice I found it aging. So sometimes what I do is, if someone comes in and signs up with you, it might be as well to email them on the same day. I'll just email you here this, right?
Right.
Dermot Horan,
Yeah.
gmail.com, isn't it?
Yes.
I tend to email them a nice message such as, thanks for the order today, Dermot. Please enter your IBAN into the secure link below.
Right.
I will DD the 50% element not earlier than September 15th.
Okay.
The balance 10 days after completion. I'm just making this up,
Yeah.
but everybody signs up to that. Thanks. And just, it comes through to you really nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I do that all the time. And
Sorry, Kevin, just go back to where you went in there. I couldn't see where you clicked on
oh yeah.
customer.
So I just clicked on customers on the left. I just
Yeah.
logged into Go Cardless. So
Yeah.
just come in, it says what's going on. Then I clicked on customers. And then over on the right, add customers.
Over on the right.
Yeah. So when you click into customers, over on the right is add customers.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then it opens up, but that link is there.
Yes.
So try the link on the QuickBooks invoice. If it says click the below link to set up your DD.
Okay.
I just found it seemed to age or something was going on funny with it. I mean, so I kind of moved away from it and I went to this email approach
Yeah.
where you can send it to 20 of them at the same time. The one email, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah.
that gets them.
It's more.
That works well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That works well. Yeah. And for you in your line of business, I'd say it's just handy. And the thing is, if there's no money in their account when you go to DD, it'll tell you, and you can just press retry and it'll try again 3 days later, and you can let them know in 3 days there was no money today, but in 3 days it'll come again. Please have the funds in place. You know.
Okay.
That
And
type
are
of thing.
many people using it?
Tons,
Okay.
tons.
Okay.
Like nearly all our customers are on it, and I've seen other in Ireland, not that many, because the banks, you know, get no money out of this. So
Yeah.
they would like standing order. But standing order is no good because if there's no money there today, you have to wait a month for the money to come through and go chasing it, you know.
Okay.
So but oh yeah, loads of use it. In England it's much more prevalent, but it's way better than the direct debit system here in Ireland. It's a lot easier to set up. If you try to get a DD done with Bank of Ireland or AIB, it'd be like you were looking to adopt a child or something. There's so much forensic stuff going on,
Yeah.
you know. So.
Speaking of banks, my wife used to lodge cash in the credit union because they didn't charge for cash lodgements.
Yeah.
But the bank charged a bill there just recently, €100 just for lodging cash.
That's right. But if
Yeah.
you lodge, and that might be for lodging 10,000, you know, and but if you lodge a 10,000 draft, it was only 80 cents, you know. So we used to recommend what you did there: lodge it at the credit union and then take out a draft the next day, and you were saving £100 every time. The bank were going cracked.
But the problem, Kevin, is that she doesn't like going to the till with the cash. You know, there's a queue in the credit union.
Yeah.
And they've stopped letting you go into a private office to hand over the money.
Well, I'd say the reason is they're probably getting charged now by the bank for keeping it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's probably it, because I think everyone was copping on to this because the banks. I don't know, is there any way out of that? I mean, I can understand why your wife would be kind of self-conscious going to the front and everyone behind her, you know.
Yeah, well, especially if they're counting money at the desk, you know.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people in the queue, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there any other way out of that? You know, because lodging cash is expensive.
Yep.
And exactly what you're doing is what we used to recommend, and we still recommend it. But
Right.
you're obviously a busier credit union than the one we have here, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the battle. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I got sidetracked.
I know, you're okay. Okay, good. Keeps me in touch.
All right.
So
So
so really it's a matter, I'm just gonna pause